Yo, people, it's Daniel Nero,
I go by the name of Zoosh, aka Guyver
and this is Watch It or Not,
TV.
the best TV and movie review show that your aunties, uncles, best friends, granddad.
Has ever seen? Yeah, I think so, man. I think so. I think so, man. Hey,
Can
we're
you
back.
guys can you guys notice anything different? I don't know if you notice anything.
It's a little something, a little change on the look, man. What we doing? That New Year, new us thing. Is that what we
New
do?
year, new me.
Is
You
that
get
is
me?
that who we are?
New
Yeah.
year, new
Are
me.
we
Yeah,
those
you get me.
people? I never
Fully in it.
wanted. I never wanted to be that person, man. I never wanted to be a New Year, new me, new
Well,
us. I
now
guess
you're
that's what it
fully in
is.
it.
That's what it is, man. We have to change up little piece, man. We have to change up little piece, but we're still here. Yeah, me, we're
Facts.
still here, man. Man, like Dan, it's been a while, It's been a while.
Been a
How you
while,
been?
bro.
How you
I've been
been?
good, man. I'm there surviving live Christmas, New Year's, you get me, and now man's back in the swing of it. So I'm ready to get into the watch it or not mode again.
I like to hear that, man. I like to hear that. Me myself, I've been all right. Been taking long walks, man. I've been trying to fill in the time, fill in the
You've been
time.
taking them long walks.
Yeah, yeah, just thinking about and reminiscing about the old episodes. Yeah, me. I had done my own little montage in my head of just like some of the funny bits that's happened throughout 2023. So yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Just it's good to be back. It's good to be back talking about films. I mean, as you can see, you know which one we're talking about today.
Facts.
Yeah. But let's kick it off with a little news, man. Let's kick it off, warm it up with a little news or not. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot's
Oh,
been going on since we've been offline. I'm not gonna lie. And I always hate that, when you're not around and all of a sudden things start happening. You hear
yeah, I
me?
hear that. Gets busy.
Like we spent a whole year talking about Mr. Jonathan Majors, and
Oh,
the one little time where we take a little break, just you hear me, complete madness. But old news, yeah. We're back with
oh,
some new news.
John.
Yeah, we're back with some new news. So, first up, actually, speaking of Jonathan Majors, a little rumor I see floating around was Coleman Domingo. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I'm sure it's how you pronounce it. But he's the guy that I think is playing because I haven't seen it yet. Danny Glover's role in The Color Purple.
Okay, okay,
I
okay.
don't remember Color Purple enough to know the characters' names. Do
No,
you?
I can't remember it either, to be
You have
honest.
seen Color Purple though, right? Not the new one, but
Yeah.
you've seen like
Nah,
the
not
other
the
one.
new one. I've seen the old one, yeah.
All right, yeah. He also played. He was in the Fair of the Walking Dead, or the Fair of the Dead, the Walking Dead spin-off. He
Yeah,
was one
yeah,
of
yeah.
the. He was one of
I
the main
haven't seen
characters.
that.
You never watched any of it.
Nah, I watched a bit of it, but I didn't tickle my fancy, man.
Yeah, I watched it hoping that they would at least like show you something that would give you
Yeah,
something away on the Walking Dead, but they never did. But anyway, rumors is, yeah, me. This ain't official. This is just fully just internet rumors.
yeah.
But he might be replacing Jonathan Major as Kang.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? How how
No,
how do you feel about if that is
no,
actually reality?
no,
No,
no.
you don't feel good about that, as in no. That's the no you're talking about. Why don't you
Yeah.
feel good about that?
Just leave Kang as he is, man. Just leave Kang with Jonathan Majors.
You know that's not their thing, though. Don't do that, bro. Like, it's not
Let's
that
just
now.
stop being
He's
silly.
dropped. He's dropped. Yeah. So now we gotta fight. We haven't got to change the whole story. We got to find a new character.
Silly. Jimon
Oh,
Hunsu. Make him Kang.
all right. So you're not happy with Coleman being Kang.
No, that this look, man, I'm gonna get techie with it. They should have just left Kang as it is. They're only change it and it's that. The only thing that they're lucky with is that man had just come in the field. Like he's just come in, so it's not like a big thing to change him. Do you know what I mean? It's like not people have just got used to him.
well, yeah, it's not like they've done too much with him in
Yeah,
terms of
exactly.
he had a couple of films under the belt, so they can't. And remember, they've changed up characters. Remember, they changed up Terrence Howard real quick.
Yeah, yeah, but that was because they had a well, I suppose it could be the same scenario, but they had a
I mean, either way, yeah, me man, just changed them
yeah,
up. You hear me?
yeah, but who cares about
Well,
flipping what's his name, bud?
I know. I'm just saying
War Machine,
they're not
War
foreign.
Machine.
They're not foreign to doing this. Um, I never even really thought about another character for Kang, to be fair, too much, let alone Coleman. I do like him. He is good. He is good. I'm not too sure. He does have an evil presence. I could see how he can pull off a villain. He does have a quite a villain presence in a couple of things I've seen him in.
Hmm.
So I could see why he's people are throwing his name in the air. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Not for
Um,
not for me.
Not for you. I mean,
Not for
I'm not totally on board. I'll have to I'll have to see something a bit more closer to it. At least
isn't he a bit old as well?
I believe he's possibly older than Jonathan Majors. Um,
Jonathan Majors is in his 30s, right? He's like early 30s.
I don't know. How old is Jonathan Majors? I don't know. He looks
I'll
about
tell you
it,
now.
and the roles he's playing. Um, yeah, I think I would say he's about early 30s.
Yeah, he's 34.
All right, cool.
And Coleman Domingo is 54.
All right, yeah, see. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They
He
really
still
gave
looks
this guy
good for his
very.
age. Still looks good for his age, but yeah,
He does, he does, he does, he does.
that is
He
a big
definitely could
difference.
do a evil character. He's done evil characters before, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he's played like that's what I mean. He's got that villain look, and I think he's played one or two. Even in the Fair Dead, there was parts where he was the bad guy for a hot minute in
Oh,
the
was he?
beginning. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was well, not necessarily a bad guy, but a
Yeah.
bit of a bad presence. He weren't totally team player. You hear me from the get go. Uh,
Also, as well, in that, have you seen that Ma Rainey's Black Bottom
Say that
with
again.
Viola Davis?
No.
Oh, okay. Because he had some parts in that as well.
Okay. So, but you still ain't on board with that, no? Say
I
no.
just leave. I
You
like
can't
Jonathan
say you
Majors.
just leave where it's not like it's just ignorant at that point. You hear me? He's no longer.
I don't know if he feels the boots of Jonathan Majors like that.
All right. Okay. Cool. Cool. I received that. I received that.
What other news you
Um.
got?
Jonathan Peele. Jordan Peele. Jonathan Peele. Jordan Peele. Talks of him working on a new movie. Him saying this could be one of his favorites if he does it right. There is talks that it might not be a horror. There is talks it might not be a horror. Could be a
Okay.
drama, could be a comedy, could be an action. Um, I feel like Jordan Peele should maybe stay in that horror field. I'm not mad at Jordan Peele's horrors, but I am mad at Jordan Peele's horrors. So
I,
I say
I
that
they've
now
got progressively worse for me.
they have, but this is what I'll give him. He definitely has a style and he definitely has a presence now where you're still gonna look out for it. I just hope he don't get into that world of where I feel like M. Night Shyamalan is now. Like where I really take his films, I see his name and I'm like, ugh,
Oh,
yeah, me.
although I weren't too mad at the cabin. Was it the cabin in the woods?
I was saying, you know what? I didn't even watch that. I didn't even
I,
watch that one yet
I
because
gave that some.
I'm
I
still
gave
kind
that
of
a
mad from
chance.
old.
Oh,
So, yeah, so I didn't
bro,
run.
bro, I'm not a man that stops watching movies like that. Do you know that? Like, if I've started a movie, I'll usually finish it, like, regardless of whether or not I think it's bad or whether or not I think it's good. I stopped that. I said, nah, like, it can't, I was just like, this isn't going to serve my purpose. And I've never cared about doing it.
I
I've never
mean,
cared about stopping.
you've definitely watched worse films. I'll tell you that. You've
Yeah,
definitely
I
watched.
probably have, but I was just watching that and I was like, do you know what? I'm not doing this to myself. I'm
And
done.
so, and so you thought Cabin was better.
Oh, definitely. The cabin in the woods was all right. It was a good movie.
Okay, fair enough. fair
I
enough.
wouldn't say there weren't no
Yeah,
real twist like that though.
did I watch that? You know what? I actually watched that. It
With
weren't that
Batista.
long. Yeah. And it was like the end of the world type thing, and they were
Yeah,
coming.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I watched that. I watched that. I watched
And
that.
man, what's I
It
can't
wasn't as
remember his
bad.
name. I can't
Who?
remember his name. The guy from Harry Potter.
I can't think. Plus, I don't watch Harry Potter's, so
Oh,
not
fair
that I
enough.
watch them. I just haven't seen them.
Mm.
But yeah, it wasn't as bad as the critic said. Basically, it wasn't that bad. But Jordan Peele, I feel like he's kind of on a fine line where he could end up being that joke man horror, or he can be that guy known for it, man. He's got a look. Um, I like films that are unique. Like, I'm definitely not the person that always agrees with the fact. I have said it, so I'm not gonna lie, but I'm definitely not the person that always agrees with the fact that there was no point in this movie. Like, if you've got a creative, unique idea and you want to get it off, by all means, get it off. You hear me? It's just whether it's good or not. But I always respect the creativity and the uniqueness, and I think Jordan Peele definitely has that. Whether they're good or bad, now, I would even say they're subjective because Nope was bad. I don't care
No,
what
was
you tell me.
terrible. And don't get me wrong, I respect his creativity as well. Because to even fathom something like Nope is impressive, but it was rubbish.
Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, me. But
Mm.
you looking forward to his new movie or not? Then you looking forward for
Yeah,
something
I'm looking
new?
forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely.
This would be his fourth, right? His fourth one.
You got Get Out, you got Us,
You got
Nope.
that's it,
I'm
right?
sure. Is there not one more?
I don't think there is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, this would be his fourth one. Lastly, Joker 2. Obviously we've seen a few images of that. But there's talks of it possibly being a musical. I think it might be a musical.
I,
Now,
I assumed it was a musical for a while.
okay, okay. Well, then I guess it being a musical, but I think the talk is more of how it's getting promoted and how musicals are getting promoted now in general. So things like The Color Purple, Wonka, I think the new Mean Girls, these are all gonna be musicals, but they're not actually getting promoted as if they're musicals. So they're
Okay.
saying a lot of fans are going into cinemas thinking that watching a film and then it actually being a musical. Um, do you think that hinders the film? Do you think that helps? Do you think that makes a difference? Like, do you care if you go to a film not think it's a musical and it actually turns out being a musical? Are you mad?
Mm, I've seen some banging musicals, not gonna lie, man. So I wouldn't really be too mad at it. You get me?
No, not necessarily, but
I wouldn't be mad if it's a musical. It's a musical. I don't think it needs to be portrayed as one. Like I didn't know The Greatest Showman was a musical until I watched it.
and was you mad at the fact that it was?
No, I didn't. I didn't do anything
I
for
guess
me.
it goes back. I guess it goes back into that thing of as long as it's good, then it's
Yeah.
cool. But then I'm not gonna lie and say like I haven't watched some films and yeah, it was a good musical, but I was still like that was a lot of music. Like you didn't need to sing every line. You hear me? But I think I think I might be a little mad because it's a bit like I don't like going into something and it doesn't and it's not that. It's a bit like like when you think you're eating grapes and it turns out to be marshmallows and it's like, what's that? You hear me? It's like it's a bit like that feeling, isn't it? It's like when I'm expecting something, I kind of want that. And when I'm a bit thrown off, it's got a really, really slap for it to
I'm
be like, all
good.
right, cool. I'm cool with that. You hear me?
I'm good
So
with musicals.
I can see I'd be mad if I didn't know Joker 2 was a musical and I went and watched it and it was a musical. Like a
I
film
think
like that, I would be
Joker
mad.
2 Joker 2 is a little different. You say it had the first one and it don't really like if the first Joker was a musical, I don't think I would be mad at it. But obviously the first one wasn't, and then I've gone to see the second one. I'm like, hold on, this is a this was this even the film Joker doesn't really come across like a musical.
I'd be mad if it was the Joker 2 was a musical and I didn't expect it. But yeah, they could probably pull it off. I ain't mad at musicals, but I do like to know what
Especially
I'm going into.
Lady Gaga as well. So that's a
It's got Lady
that's a big
Gaga in it.
win. Yeah, she plays um the woman. What's the woman's name? How have I forgot the
Um,
woman's name?
what's her
Oh
name?
my gosh.
Harley.
Harley Quinn. Yeah, I'm sure she plays Harley Quinn.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
All
she's
right,
in
well,
it.
I'm here for it. I'm here for Joker 2. I'm I don't know if I'm here for everything being a musical. I don't know where that's come from all of a sudden. But I'm cool. I'm cool with it. As long as it slaps, I'm cool with it. But yeah, sometimes it can be a bit overkill. It can be a bit overkill. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's that on the news or not. Yeah, me. Hopefully we've kept you updated with what's going on um in recent news. So should we get into the review?
Yeah, man. Let's get it. Let's get into it.
All right. All right, boom. So let's get into the review now. Review time, man. Been a hot minute since we did a good old review. Yeah?
It has, man. And I went a hot second as well without even being able to watch a movie, bro. I hadn't watched one in ages.
Is that down to just equipment failure or you just weren't catching
I
a
just weren't
vibe?
I just weren't there. You get me? I just weren't there.
I mean, there ain't really been too much out, to be fair, movie wise. There's been a few series to catch up on, but movie wise, there's been a few, but ain't nothing to run to. You hear me? But we did get another Zach one. We did get something else from Zach, Rebel Moon. Was this
Yeah.
something that you ran to? Was it just something? Was this one of the first movies that sparked your interest that got you back into like, all right, cool, I'm ready for a review? Why
I
you
wouldn't
watched
say
this?
it was the first one, but because it was Zack Snyder and because of the whole Star Wars connection, I was like, "Do you know what? Let me give this a shot." Do you know what I mean? It was supposed to be something big, you get me? So I was like, all right, let's see what it's saying.
Did you hear the backstory on how this film came about and
Yeah,
him
he pitched
pitching
it
it?
to Star Wars and they
Yeah.
told him no. So he made it himself, basically.
Netflix was like, bring it over here, sir.
Yeah, yeah,
Bring it over here. We got you,
yeah.
my guy. Yeah, because he done them Army of Thieves films and Army of the Dead and that on
Yeah,
Netflix. On it. So
they did quite
yeah,
well as
yeah.
well.
Yeah. Army of the Dead weren't bad. I ain't watched Army of the Thieves yet. Army of Thieves or whatever it's called. But
Hmm.
Army of Dead was cool. So yeah, Rebel Moon. Um, man like Zach. Um, we already know what it was going into it, that it was going to be his sort of spin on Star Wars, basically, in a
Yeah, yeah.
nutshell. Um, did you know anything else about this film? Did you know who was in it?
No, well, I knew that Jimon Hunsu was going to be in it. That was the only person I did know who was going to be in it. I didn't know man like
Yeah.
Charlie Hunnam was going to be in it, or the good
No,
old
no,
Jack.
no, never did I. Never did I. Um, Anthony Hopkins is in it. He's the voice of
Yeah, he's the voice in it. I see that. He narrates it as well at the start, in it, and he was the voice of the robot.
yeah.
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 And
All
then
right, so how do
you had Michelle Huisman and you had Ed Skrein, who both played the same character in Game of Thrones, in it. They played
yeah.
Dario Naharis.
To be fair, I was quite surprised at the kind of people. Not surprised, I just wasn't expect. I didn't know who to expect. So people
Hmm.
that was popping up, I was like, oh, okay, my man's in it. Okay, it's you. So okay, cool. I was cool. I was cool
Yeah, yeah.
with the cameos and the characters in it, but we'll get more into that further down because I also weren't really that cool with the amount of characters and cameos they had in. But anyway, how did we feel going into this? Opening scenes, opening credits. How did we
It was pretty obvious. Like I kind of, if you're gonna start a Star Wars movie and what a Star Wars movie beginning would be like, I feel like they just plucked that out of default bait, what you would expect
yeah,
it to happen. Like, okay, cool. Like little backstory, and then bad people land. They seem like they're good, but you find out they're bad pretty quickly, and
yeah.
then movie starts. I was just like.
you kind of
All
have
right,
seen that scene a few times. You hear me?
bare times.
I'm
Like,
not mad at it though. I guess it's a template for a reason because it works. You hear me? It sets the tone. If you do it right, if you got the right characters, you got the right actors, it works. So I'm not mad at it. Um, but yeah, I did think it was a bit cliched a little bit at the beginning. What did you think of how was your feeling on the CGI when it first started?
it was a bit like,
It was a bit like
uh,
that.
yeah,
Like there was some bits that were cool, and then there was some bits that was a bit Bollywood, if I'm honest. Like there was bits where I was like, hold on, wait. And then I felt like, was this deliberate though? Like the bits that were kind of bad, it almost felt deliberate, like they wanted it to look a certain way. I'm not too sure. Um, I feel like Zach does play a lot with the mixing new school and old school action sci-fi scenery. So it's like he does, you could tell like he's well, I can't tell. I don't know how old he is, but I could tell he's a fan of the 80s sci-fi and action, if you get what I'm saying.
yeah,
You hear me?
yeah.
That type of look. And he definitely does a great job in polishing that and making it
Mm-hmm.
21st century, but I feel like that's what that is. But yeah, some of the CGI was a bit higgy. Um, especially in the beginning. I thought some of the fight scenes with the CGI was cool. It was more just the the scenes outside and flying and certain things and objects that was used that was just a bit, it wasn't all there. It wasn't all there. But yeah, what was your thoughts on this film anyway? What was
You
your
know what?
thoughts? What were the good parts for you?
The good parts, well, the main good part for me, and without this, I feel like this movie would have been dire. Was Ed Screen, the noble, the main antagonist, the bad guy. I thought
Okay.
he, I thought he was sick. I thought he was top notch. Like he proper gave me that psychopath feel. Um, I thought Jax was all right. The accent was wild though. I don't even know why they gave him that Irish accent. They should have just left him. It had no bearing on
you
anything.
didn't you didn't think it had a character?
They had no bearing on nothing. Like it was just
I weren't
I
mad at it. I'm not gonna agree. It was, yeah, it was definitely, it wasn't something that was needed, but I weren't mad at it. I
well, you
weren't
thought he
mad.
did a good accent.
No, I'm just saying I weren't mad at him having an accent. Oh, you're
If it,
saying his accent
if he
was
had a good
poor.
accent, if he had a good accent, sure. But after the first few days of that accent, I would have been like, you know what? Let's allow that.
Drop
Let's
it.
just go to your let's strip that back. Let's strip that back and let's just go to your normal accent.
Sometimes I think they want bad accents though to add to the world that they're in. So it's like it's not all the way what it's supposed to be. It's like some broken bad version of this.
I don't know where in
That's me
Ireland he was
shooting.
supposed to be from,
That,
but
that,
boy,
that's me shooting them some bell. That's me shooting them bell.
I thought, yeah, some of the fight scenes were cool. But then there was other parts with the fight scene where I know he likes the whole slow-mo thing, but yo, some of them moments, like man was really slow. Like it's like, bro, like what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like not only is this slow-mo, but it looks like he was actually running slow as well. So we're in super slow-mo right now. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, some
Um,
of it was a bit overkill. Some of it was a bit overkill. What was your take on the storyline, mind you?
think the storyline was just. Do you know what this felt like to me? This felt like a Fast and Furious Wars. Like that's what it felt like to me. It was
Yeah,
that's what it
yeah,
was. Fast and Furious times Star Wars. Like that's what it was.
yeah. It was like it was fast, um, impactful action.
Mm.
It's like a lad's film. Um, you don't really take it too seriously. But you could have. Like, I weren't mad at the film, but I feel like you could have took it a bit more seriously. I felt like they maybe, it definitely felt like half a film. Definitely felt like half the film was missing. There's a lot of story that they could have done to build up some of the characters. which made me feel was there too much characters? Because essentially, I kind of like storylines like this. I kind of like where you gotta go and get the team. Yeah, I mean, you gotta go
Yeah,
around, boom,
yeah,
boom,
yeah.
boom. It almost reminded me a bit of One Piece in that
Mhm.
aspect. You know, you go around, you pick up that character, that one's got a special skill set, this one can do this, boom, boom, boom. But the realness is, you didn't even see none of that from them. You hear me? You didn't really see like one or two, you kind of got to see them bust out their skills, but you didn't really know nothing about them. You didn't know where they were coming from. You didn't really feel that kind of connect with none of the, like, you couldn't pick a favorite. Like, who was your favorite one?
To
You
be
didn't really
fair,
see any,
I like the general, but that was purely probably because it was Jimon Hunsu. They kind of gave. To be
but he
fair,
didn't do
the
anything.
general, huh?
He didn't do anything for you to really
He
like him.
did. He had the best story, bro. He was the general of the war, bro. He's the disgraced general.
Yeah, but again, they're just telling you the story. It's like, man, didn't
Yeah,
really see nothing to connect.
that
Like
was calm.
that wasn't you were good with that. That
I was
wasn't
good
enough.
with.
No,
I
that
was good
wasn't
with.
enough for me to be sold on him. You hear me? So let me see something. Yeah, let me see something.
And to
So
be fair, the way man was just sprawled out all drunk on the floor and that, I'm just like, yo, this is your king, yeah? This is the guy who's come
I
to
was cool
make.
with that. I was cool. But a part of me thinks would this been better as a series, so they could have done more, and like every episode could have been about a different character, and they could have proper dwelled into the story that way. Um, but again, it does feel like half a film. So in the second half, is that where things start to develop? I don't know. I'm not sure. There's also talks of the director's cut, and we already
Yeah,
know.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here for the director's cut. He gets busy with the director's cuts.
Mhm.
Um, Most
Because
definitely.
that the Justice League director's cut was all right.
Yeah. That was sick.
How
That
long
was
was
sick.
that? Like 5 hours or something like that.
Was it five? I think it was four something. We might as well
4 hours.
call it five. It was long. It was definitely Bollywood length. It was a long film.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, all in all, how did we feel about this film though?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, don't get me wrong, there was a lot wrong with it. Yeah, there was a lot wrong with it. There was a lot of things that could have been better. I agree on the character build up. Like some of these guys, I don't even know their name. I can't remember their name. Um, the dude with the horse looking flying thing, that whatever Tarak or whatever his name is, I can't even remember what they
That's
said
supposed
about
to
him.
be a prince or something.
I can't even
Yeah,
remember.
that's what I'm saying. There was Do you remember the guy with the axe? You know, the guy and his sister, the brother and sister, and they had
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah.
army. Like, who are they? Like, man, this came off
They
the
was the
ship.
leader of the rebellion,
I
bro. They told you
I
about that,
know,
bro.
but you ain't really know nothing. Again, their storytelling. Show me the film, brother. Yeah, me. Who are
Nah,
they? Yeah.
nah, the worst was Tarak or whatever his name was, bro. Because I was watching the film. Like I wasn't even like doing anything. I was watching the film,
Yeah,
and then the next thing we was just with this dude, and he had to fly something to come, and
yeah.
I was like,
You know
what?
what that was a bit like when they got captured and then escaped. I just thought that was like, oh, that was the way the scenes just kind. It was a bit rushed for me.
They
I
could have
didn't
done
really
that
like.
bit so much better, you know. They could have done
Yeah,
that bit so much better. That's just that bit, just that bit. Like they could have. Do you see when the first guy got caught?
yeah,
They should have foretold something that would have been like, oh, that's how he got him out. But it was just like, how did you even know to do that? Like, where did you learn that, bro?
exactly. So there was a
That
lot.
was so weird.
There was like, you know what? I am interested to see the director's cut because it feels like there was a lot left on the floor here.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there
it
was
definitely
a
did.
lot that's
It
chopped
definitely
out
did.
and just to make a quick little film, which it wasn't even really that quick. And to know that there's a second half is a long film. So yeah. I weren't mad at it though. I see it getting a lot of flack. I don't think it's nowhere near as bad as the flack it's
Yeah,
getting.
nowhere
I
near.
enjoyed it. It's a perfect Netflix film, I'll tell you that.
Hmm.
Netflix, this is what you kind of want when you jump on Netflix. You get me? You don't want to take nothing too serious.
Mm.
You don't have to zone out too much in this to enjoy it. But at the same time, if you do, there is enough going on. You get me? There's enough interesting characters. There's enough action sequences. There's enough fight scenes. So there's enough to keep you intrigued. You hear me? But yeah, personally, I'm gonna give this a watch. It definitely. I'm gonna give this a watch. It. I'm looking forward to part two. I'm looking forward to a director's cut. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, for me, same. I'll give it a watch it. I'd actually watch this again. Do you know that? I'd actually watch it again.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. To be fair, just before this review, I was thinking to watch it again, but I
I-
didn't have a chance. But I
I'd
did
watch
think
it again. Um, yeah, I'll give it a watch it, and I'm definitely ready for part two to see Wagwan. And you know, I can't even say it, but I was happy with the ending. Like usually that sort of ending would annoy me because I'd be like, oh,
is that
typical.
because you know potentially where it can go now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not
Like
that you didn't know it was going to go to that, but
yeah, but do you know what? I was actually when when the ending was occurring, I was like, oh no, you get me. But when it like ended, I was like, yeah, cool. I'm
okay.
all right with that.
Well, you saw the part two in it. You saw it was like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Yeah,
Part two.
exactly. So I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm
yeah.
ready. Like I'm ready for the
And
ride.
all right, say no more.
Yeah.
Say no more. Say no more. All right, man. Well, we kick back. Yeah, me. The new year with a positive note. A little
Yeah,
watch
man.
it, a little psalm that you can go check out on Netflix. People as usual, let us know if you've seen it, what you think. If you haven't seen it, let us know if you're gonna check it out. You hear me?
Yeah.
Let us know. I don't see why
Uh-uh.
you wouldn't. You hear me? Don't see why you wouldn't want to check it out. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, man, that's that, man. We come to an end. Anything you want to get off your chest, Dan? Any
Um,
recommendations?
yo, man, there's this dope Korean series, bro. It's called Beyond Evil. Um, it needs to get watched and
I'm not even
reviewed.
entertaining. I don't even go on to talk, man.
What?
Foolishness.
You're not gonna watch it.
Bro, it's foolishness, bro. Like what we doing? Like you really gonna drag that narrative of we should watch Beyond Evil like throughout the whole time of Watch It or Not TV. Like no one wanna watch your shitty ass series, bro. You hear me? Just take it on the chin and move along, bro. You know what I'm saying? Um, Fair Play, another film on Netflix. Watched that the other day. Um, I did a little 60-second review on it.
Nobody cares.
Psychosexual thriller. What?
Nobody cares.
Yeah, what are we doing here, man? Like that's what I'm saying, man. What are we doing?
Nobody cares.
Anyway, Fair Play, people. Go check that out. That was a real dope watch. That was surprising if you're into little thrillers, erotic thrillers. It's not too erotic.
Erotic thriller.
Yeah, it's not too erotic. It's not too erotic, but there's enough in there
Right.
to spice up. You hear me? Spice up the thriller. But it is good. It is good. It's a real good film. Fair Play. So go check that out. That's my recommendation.
All right, fair.
Um, well, that's that. People, we'll be back with some cine clubs. We got cine clubs coming back. Like we said, it's a new year. So it's nothing better than a new date to start some new shit. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled. Follow us on the gram.
Yep.
Keep up to date. We got some new bits and pieces and contents and lives and all sorts of bits coming through. So make sure you keep your eyes
On the
on everything.
prize.
Well, I was gonna say prize, but what's the prize, man?
Us.
All right, yeah. Cool. If that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing. Um, yeah, man. Should we wrap it
Yeah.
up? All
All right,
right.
let's wrap it. Cool.
All right, people, you already know, man. You're looking for something to watch, or you stumbled across something and you're not really too sure if you should check it out or not. What you need to do is check out Watch It or Not
TV.
for the best movie and TV review shows that your granddad's ex-girlfriend has ever seen.